y'all, welcome back to my channel. Sitting in the driveway at home. Just got done with medical transport trip that I had today. And I wanted to give you all an update to how things are going with day 2 of the Dr. Bobby Price detox that I am doing. Um, for those who are not familiar, hold on, give me a second to pull it up here. Um, for those who are not familiar, Dr. Bobby Price uh, is a doctor. Um, he he basically is a doctor of pharmacology, but also an herbalist, and I think he's certified in functional medicine. Don't give me the line. Let me give you the backstory a little bit more detail. While I pull him up, he does have a 14-day herbal detox, and you can order it on his website, which is drbobbyprice.com. You can order it to do 14 days or 28 days. I ordered enough for 28 days. But he is a certified plant-based nutritionist, an exercise psychologist, and a doctor of pharmacy. Um, and basically, he has extensive clinical experience in a hospital setting and one-on-one patient contact in community pharmacy, and healthcare regulatory experience with the Food and Drug Administration. Anything, I do want to say this, and I actually need to add this to the caption of the video that I did yesterday. If you decide to do this detox, you definitely need to contact your physician first. Anything that I say in this video is my personal experience with doing this detox and personal to my life. Does not mean that the results are going to be typical to you or anybody else, or anybody watching this. So I am literally speaking. Nothing that I am saying is approved or backed by the FDA. That is literally my personal experience, and you need to contact and do your health care provider and do your own research on what you need to do for your body. So I just need to go ahead and put that disclaimer out there because I'm covering my tail. And so it is, totally your choice to do a detox or not. Which one you choose is up to you. But I am reporting my experience with doing specifically this 14-day herbal detox. So, day 2. Yesterday when I did my video, I think I was drinking the Parasite Candida Cleanse. I had not started the tummy detox. So, um, I think yesterday when I reported, I was saying how bitter tasting these teas are, and how I thought I personally was going to be prepared for it because I do drink a lot of different herbal teas, some detox teas that maybe are not even close to as strong as these, but they do help get some things moving, and I kind of drink those on a daily basis, um, and so I'm kind of been used to bitter taste because I don't always add anything to them. Um, and so I thought, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. But it was a lot harder than I thought. Um, you have an option when you make your teas to refrigerate them or not. For the first day, I had chosen not to refrigerate them. You make the teas the night before and then drink them the next morning. Well, I unfortunately had chosen not to refrigerate them. So it was a lot harder to consume them than it would have if they were ice cold. So today, when I made my teas last night, I put them in the refrigerator, and so today it was a lot easier. Oh, let me back up. So I started yesterday with the Parasite Candida Cleanse. It was so bad it took me like 3 hours to get down the 32-ounce drink, and you're supposed to drink 4 to 8 ounces every 15 minutes. So really, it shouldn't have took me like 3 hours, but I had to get used to the taste, and it was so horrible. I tried to do what some people do as far as the lemon. I had lemon, I had apple, I had everything, pineapple, and it was really difficult. So, and then and that was a parasite candida cleanse. And then when I started the tummy detox, I didn't think it could get worse than the parasite candida cleanse bitterness, but it actually was worse. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I got like halfway through it and said, okay, I'm going to put the rest of this in the refrigerator and get it ice cold and finish the rest when I got back home last night. So that's what I did, and it was cold and it was a lot easier to get down. So when I made my teas for today, I put them in the refrigerator. This morning I started with the tummy detox first, and instead of the parasite candida cleanse. And again, it was nice and cold, so it was a lot easier to get down. I had my lemons on standby and my pineapple on standby, and I did do that to help me, but it was so cold that it was much easier. I didn't have the ugly face when I was drinking it like I did yesterday. And I feel like even though it was day 2, I'm already kind of getting used to the taste, so it really was not that bad today. Um, and so I did the tummy detox this morning. I waited, and I have to still do the parasite candida cleanse because I had a medical transportation ride, and I did not think it was wise to drink 64 ounces of fluid in addition to water before having to be in the car for a few hours. Um, because it was like 45 minutes to get to my client, and another 45 minutes to get her to her appointment, another 45 minutes back to her house, and then another 45 minutes back home. So all that writing, um, I think I had to go to the bathroom twice while I was out. Um, and so, and that one of them was just number one, and the other one like was literally the detox working. So, um, there I have had some stomach discomfort, but nothing really unbearable. And I think that the more water I drink, the better it is. I didn't drink a whole lot of water today yet. Again, I was driving, so I've been kind of sipping on water. And so now I'm about to drink a whole bunch of water and drink the parasite candida cleanse now that I'm back home. Um, I will say that I have had some serious movement, and I can feel this stuff working like on my inside. So some of the discomfort has been like a little bit of cramping, but like I said, it's not something that I'm like hunched over having like unbearable. Like I can tell that the stuff is working, and the way that my movements were this morning before I left the house, I was really concerned. I was like, "Ooh, I got to do this medical ride. I hope I make it through." And I did, but I think before I left the house this morning, I went, this is number 2 now. I went at least 4 times before I even left the house. So it is working. Um, I feel like the tummy detox actually is making my stuff move more than the parasite candida cleanse. But, I know that it's going to probably be a different experience every day. I shared with people yesterday that as far as my diet during this, um, I have not been on a plant uh, diet, uh, but I do consume a lot of plants on a regular. And I shared with you all that I try to have greens with every meal. And some of my meals may not have any animal products at all, like especially if I choose to do a smoothie in the morning. Um, but, you know, I just have not been 100% plant based. I do try to do things like I don't eat red meat. Um, and I stopped eating red meat. I stopped eating pork here recently. And so with the animal products that I do eat, I try to stick with turkey and seafood and chicken. Chicken, I've been trying to give up chicken, And it's like I'll do pretty good for a little while, and then it works its way back in like full force. And so chicken is so common, but it's one of the worst things that you can eat unless you really, really know where it comes from, because it's such in high demand. They do so much to the chickens, and this is just what I've seen in my opinion. So people don't just be like, oh, running all over the place. But chicken is probably the highest in demand meat product as far as what I see. So yeah, you got to really know where it comes from, and we don't. Um, it's so convenient to get chicken everywhere, so that's a hard one to give up. But I am trying to do focus on like plant stuff as much as I can. What will help me, and I might go back out while sitting here. What will help me is getting. I ran out of my plant protein. There is a specific brand that I like, but they've been out for a while, and so I found another brand that has very minimal ingredients. Um, and I mentioned this yesterday. Hold on, let me see if I can look it up. With few ingredients. Um, it's called True Vani, and I have not used this yet. But they do sell it. I believe I've seen it at Vitamin Shop. I've seen it at like Wegmans grocery store, and it like the one I'm looking at right now online only has 3 ingredients. And so if you're gonna do plant protein, um, I would try my best. I would try your best to get one where you recognize all the ingredients. You know exactly what it is. Um, Sorry, 1 second. Let me drink this water. Saratoga water. What you see me eating right now are mangoes. But so yeah, I think that will help me, because I have been on a low carb diet, and I don't want to say diet, a low carb lifestyle going on 2 years now, and I've lost 100+ pounds. I've lost over 100 pounds. So I, you know, like some people will eat quinoa or brown rice, or they'll do the Daniel's fast. I don't eat brown rice. I don't eat quinoa. Um, there is another brand of and this one is called Hero Bread. Um, they have very minimal ingredients in their stuff too, and I will do they have like zero carb bread, and they have zero carb wraps, and so they don't have ingredients in there that I don't really recognize. Some of these zero carb food products, quote unquote, have a lot of different things in them that I don't like. This is one of the best ones, and then there's another company, I can't think of the name, that is even better than this, and they don't even carry it in the store. You have to literally not, well, I'll say they don't carry it in the store where I live. I live in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and so we would have to actually order it online. And Hero, they actually do carry at the Publix here. I wish I could think of the name of the other one. I think it's Lewis Organic or Lewis something like that. They have regular bread, and then they have organic, like low carb or zero carb bread. I don't do it every day. They are, because they use a lot. They use natural ingredients. They are naturally high in fiber. That's thereby lowering the net carbs. And so I don't do those every day, but if I sometimes it's easier for me to do a hero wrap with all my vegetables in it. And like my vegetables in it, I mean like all my greens. Sometimes I'll do uh, make a guacamole, cut up onions and peppers and or whatever. Um, Sometimes I haven't done the zucchini in a while, but I'll do cucumber, um, and just put everything in a wrap and roll it up and eat it. I don't. I really. I know that some people frown against some of these oils. If you can find a dressing that has like a cold press oil, that's probably better. Yesterday when I did my wrap, I didn't use a dressing at all. Instead, it was flavored by I have fermented beets and cabbage, and so um, that has like a tangy flavor already. So I just put that in my wrap with everything else as well, and I was good to go. That's really good for my gut health. Um, some people may say something how different about fermented foods, but I also mentioned yesterday having a diagnosis of ulcerative colitis. The fermented foods have been really, really good to help heal whatever's going on with me and stop episodes. So that's what my diet is like. Today, what have I eaten today? I don't think I had any cashews today yet, but I did have a, a nice size spring mix salad that had cucumbers on it, peppers, not peppers, cucumbers, tomato, onion, tuna, and a boiled egg. Um, and then I had some mangoes that you saw me eating just now. And so, um, like I said, I still do eat some animal stuff, but not the worst animal stuff. Tuna and boiled eggs, really not. And I didn't have like a big amount. I had like the salad had like um, very portion control amount of tuna and just one boiled egg cut in half. So, and again, you know, part of it is my mindset. Like I know, like I've been on this low carb lifestyle for a couple of years. Um, so my mind is still kind of in the mindset of I need protein. I need to make sure I get protein, and part of that is because um, that and the vegetables and the fruit have become my energy source. Like, and again, I'm not doing the white processed flour, and even the low carb. If I do a low carb wrap, again, it's not every day. Um, and there are times where during this low carb lifestyle where I didn't do that at all. Following the program that I've been on, because I actually did this through a medical provider. Um, I had to do none of that for a while. No, nothing except for the meat and the vegetables. I couldn't even do fruit for a while. And so, yeah, like, so that's the biggie. That's why I can go without that. But I also had to find a balance and make sure I had a lot of green leafy vegetables and a decent probiotic because again, I had this diagnosis of ulcerative colitis. What I found out about that diagnosis is a lot of fiber without the probiotic can actually cause more issues for the stomach lining and the intestinal tract as well. What I am hoping will happen, because I did my primary care physician is also, even though she does traditional medicine, she also does functional medicine. And I was supposed to start a program with her that was going to help get to the root cause of ulcerative colitis and allergies and other issues that traditional medicine does not. But I've waited to start with her. Um, One of the things she was going to do was like a stool sample to see what type of parasites I had going on in my gut. Because even after losing so much weight, it wasn't until I was almost at 100 pounds, that I had a really bad episode of ulcerative colitis, and I had a really bad stomach episode for like weeks, and I didn't know what it was. This was December last year, and then January was when I got the diagnosis of ulcerative colitis. So it's new for me. It's just June. I didn't know that I had this ever, and suddenly I was sick for a few weeks in December. Um, and then I had to have a colonoscopy. It was a whole ordeal. And the traditional doctor, who was great, but he was not aware of natural ways to heal your body. He just was doing what he's taught to do. He told me there's no cure for it. And basically, I probably had it for years, and that basically they wanted to put me on a steroid and another medicine. And I cried in his office because I was like, wait a minute, steroids make you gain weight. I had actually just did a steroid because I had an allergic reaction to something, and I had just did a steroid for like a week, and it made me blow up, and I was doing everything to keep the water weight off. I already wasn't eating carbs, which also cause water weight, and I still gained weight. So when he was wanting to put me on steroids for 2 months, I was like, there's got to be a better way. And so that's when I started researching. That's when I reached out to my primary doctor about, the possibility of using functional medicine to help with this. She said I was on the right track. And, I just knew that the answers that I needed were not going to come from steroids, which were not going to cure. It was just going to calm down the episode. So I started researching, I started reading. I found out that really fermented foods really needs to be a part of my everyday, and like also a kefir. Um, and so, and then making sure I get enough omega-3s, whether I like to get omega-3s from the actual fish, but on days that I may not eat fish, I do have an omega-3 supplement that I take. Dr. Bobby Price is really big on getting everything that you need from food. And I believe that he is, and again, this is just my opinion, I believe that he is correct about that. Everything that we need, that man has supplemented and fortified and created fake versions of, we can get from nature. You just can't patent and trademark nature. And so I'm working on it. I'm working on being consistent as far as getting the things that I need from nature and changing my mindset around it. It's an adjustment. We're so used to the Western way and what they tell us. And so I'm going to get there because I have been committed to this lifestyle of living healthier for a while. Again, I've lost over 100 pounds in the healthy way. I didn't starve myself. Um, and I didn't, and I don't try to do the low carb junk food, either. There are things that, are out there that can be low carb junk food and actually make you gain weight if you don't know any better. And that's why I also strongly suggest speaking to your physician, because again, I didn't do this journey without physicians. I went through a program called Medi Weight Loss, and I have nurse practitioners and a dietitian, dietitians that I meet with now every 2 weeks. It was once a week, but now it's every 2 weeks. Just to make sure I'm still on the right track. They hold me accountable. I food journal. And just really, this again, this is my journey. And God has been really, really good to me in this journey. And I think that doing this 14-day cleanse is going to just take me over the edge. Things that I've noticed already on day two. So, yesterday, well, day one and two, I noticed yesterday when I started with the parasite candida cleanse, I had a lot of energy. And so, going in the house in a little while, I'm gonna see if that's the same thing that I experienced doing it later in the day today. And I think I mentioned I noticed that the tummy detox actually is what's kind of getting some things out more so. The other thing was I felt like I could see better today. I don't know what that's about. I thought that was funny, and I started to not share that because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, she said that Dr. Bobby Price's uh, cleanse helps people see better." No, that's not what I said. I said I noticed that I felt like I could see better. You can see I have glasses on. But when I first wake up in the morning, I don't have glasses on. And I am technically nearsighted, so I can see the screen and everything just fine without my glasses on. It's the far away part. And so, but I noticed when I opened up my eyes and I was going around the house this morning, I was like, why does it seem like things are just a little bit clearer? And I have to do some research on that because I know your your gut health makes all the difference in every area of your body. Um, and I'm just gonna read. So I have the Parasite Candida Cleanse Herbal Blend. Um, it says on the back of it some of the benefits are killing intestinal parasites and yeast, restores healthy gut bacteria, cleanses the liver and kidney, and detoxifies the blood and removes mucus. Um, and then the tummy detox, it says alleviates bloating and gas, constipation, removes accumulated bowel waste, softens the stool, flattens the tummy, and burns belly fat. Good for hair, skin, and nails as well. And so that again is some of the benefits. Is not again, results may vary, and that's what is on the back of the products when you buy them. And it does have precautions. Again, if you're it's not recommended if you're pregnant or nursing. um and it says if you're taking medications, please closely monitor your blood sugar. Like if you're diabetic, um you want to be careful so you don't get hypoglycemia, and contact your physician before use. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits to this, and I think that there could possibly be even more than what's listed here. But we're gonna see as I go along. Um, I'm not gonna lie, the teas were so nasty that I was not sure if I was gonna make it to day two. But I'm excited about this journey. I think that it's gonna be really good. I'm excited to keep reporting to you all on a daily basis. I did not weigh myself before this started, but I weigh in again every 2 weeks with my um, weight loss program. And so I go back on Friday. I'm not going to tell you all what I was 2 Fridays ago, but I will tell you all after I weigh in on this Friday um, what it is, so that y'all can get a snapshot of, you know, I probably would have lost weight anyway, again, because of being on the journey that I was on already. So we'll see how much more I may even lose doing this. So, all right. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.